In the late 70s, I was building displays for trade shows. My father, Dick Kester, was selling a lot. Then AT&T busted loose, and they wanted nationwide shops made for them. And that was the first big production run we had. It was a big production run. What was the next? The next big one was Bank One. Before it became Chase. At the same time, we were doing Builder Square and Sears, Home Depot, CVS, Washington Mutual, if you remember them. We did a lot of those things. There's a piece of that around here someplace.
You've seen our stuff, you've experienced it, you've walked past the space with it. Everyone here has, everyone in the United States, all 340 million, have all walked past a KMDI product. They just don't know it, and it all originates here in Kansas City, Kansas. When you go to a sports game, you've seen our product. When you go to the grocery store, you've seen our product. When you go to national retailers, you've seen our product. Inside banks, stadiums, airports, inside hospitals, anywhere there can be a custom experience in an interior space, you've seen our product. When you look at the early days, it's from humble beginnings and doing it in a humble, modest, kind of under the radar fashion. Everybody's seen our stuff, but you may not know who we are. And that's by design. You know, over time, you start to get these amazing shapes. You start to see things curve in ways that they shouldn't. What is MicroLite though? That's the question, right?
The idea of something looking as heavy as it should in real life, like timber, but not be silly to install or pull ceilings down.
You know, everything's not just a beam that hangs in the middle of the room independently. Some stuff has to intersect walls, do all kinds of crazy stuff, fill a big atrium hole.
You know, you look at it when it's done and you'll be amazed how big is it and how can you hang it on cables, or you know, how can you put it in the air, mid-air, and you figure that's kind of impossible, you know, something pretty hard to do, and we make it happen.
It is a non-traditional material that's incredibly lightweight. The sample right here that I'm holding weighs 8 ounces, and what sets it apart is our attention to detail. We say any size, any shape, any finish, and we achieve that by taking superior craftsmanship and attention to detail, and then building that into every product that we have to build any custom shaped element. Even here, the reason that we curve this piece is to show what we can do by hand. With our product and our process, we can do any non-structural interior architectural element, and we can do it well. Doesn't matter if it's a beam, a fascia, a sign, a trellis, a canopy, a soffit, a wall panel, a column wrap, anything and everything inside an interior space, we can do with MicroLite. In 40 years, no one has been able to duplicate our quality, our process, our craftsmanship, or our approach. Other folks will say they provide a custom experience. It's not custom, it's customizable. We're a true custom fabrication house. We're going to provide exactly what you want, how you tell us to build it.
You get a drawing from a customer that says, I want this shape, and then you have to figure out how to make it. And you put it together, and then you see your drawings come to life, and it's kind of a neat moment to watch it go out of the shop that way.
So we had a job. It was a restaurant in Las Vegas. It was like a puzzle. It's like you put one board on one top of the other, paint it, and it makes a figure. And it goes all the way around the restaurant. It looked like it's just floating. You know, that's what's challenging about it.
Disney Springs, Florida, in the Morimoto Asian Fusion restaurant, there's a 180-foot ribbon that goes over the entire dining space and really captures the magic of that space. Work that we've done in Oklahoma, the Choctaw Cultural Center. There's a 34-foot diameter rotunda covered in wood veneer, and the rotunda is meant to emulate a traditional Choctaw home. Honestly, at the end of the day, we're a bunch of superior craftsmen who just want to build really cool stuff for people.
We've been coming here literally our whole lives, hanging out down at KMDI on the weekends with our dad, and I never thought that I would, you know, come and work here, but I did, and I actually really enjoy it.
There's 9 kids in the family, and so there's 3 of us right now that work here, and
All of us at one point in time or another have worked here for a stint and then come back over the years several times.
Yeah, it wasn't until I started working here full time and would see the projects from start to finish that I realized, wow, this is actually really cool what we do. We have people who've been working here for 15 years, some people who've been working here since they were teenagers, and they've just learned everything from previous generations similar to us.
Our grandpa started it with Will and his brother, and it's really important to our dad, and we all care so much about this place as well.
Over the years, we've built up a customer base that trusts us, and then they'll keep coming back and throwing the dice with us because some of them don't think it's throwing the dice anymore.
We're a big believer in our hometown. We're a big believer in built in Kansas City, made by Kansas City, representing Kansas City. That's what we believe in. At its core, KMDI, or Kester's Merchandising Display International, is a second-generation family-owned custom fabrication house based in Kansas City, Kansas. And we build really cool stuff.